Well, it did happen at last. Bitcoin surged above $109,000, 0 cents, setting yet another record. To be honest, it's not surprising that the analysts who predicted this months ago were right on the money. The momentum was indisputable and the signs were everywhere. Here's the worst part, though. Not even the usual top signs that mark the conclusion of a cycle are visible. Everything suggested that this was the most likely result. And it's here now. Exciting, of course. Let's face it, alt season is officially on the horizon, so what this implies for XRP and the rest of my altcoins is what really excites me. Prepare yourself for an in-depth exploration of insights from a range of chart analysts, 8 XRP specialists specifically, who will analyze and comment on market moves. It appears that they all agree on one thing. The next important move is obvious. The scenario is set as Bitcoin reaches important highs and validates what we've been anticipating. What comes next? Naturally, alt season. XRP is ready to shine these circumstances. Since the election, it has outperformed Bitcoin and is the best performing coin in the top 100 by market capitalization. Although there has been a slight increase in XRP's value over the last day, the real excitement hasn't even begun. We're talking face-melting price discovery once this beast starts to climb, something we haven't witnessed in more than 7 years. We are all waiting for that. It will arrive. But let me be honest before we get started. I have absolutely no financial credentials. You shouldn't rely any purchasing or selling decisions on my recommendations because I'm not here to offer financial guidance. Now it's over with that. Let's get to the interesting part. Sincerely, almost all of the XRP chart analysts I follow are forecasting double-digit price activity this cycle. Perhaps one or two individuals that I can think of are bullish on XRP and think it will hit price discovery, but they aren't quite ready to predict that it will surpass $10. Nevertheless, the majority of analysts have greater goals in mind, more along the lines of $15, $20, $25, or even $30. The fact is that we will soon find out who is correct. This is the exciting part, though. There are a lot of people listening right now, and anything in that range might change their lives. It will be a truly amazing sight to see if it occurs. As I write this, XRP is trading at $2 and Bitcoin is flying at $108,853 at 6 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday, May 21, 2025. But take a look at this. At $109,470, today's 24-hour high also marks the new all-time high. Amazing. This is sheer power. Does that imply that there won't be any short-term pullback? Not always. We'll go into more detail later, but Tridental's Credible Crypto actually has some opinions on that. Here's the problem, though. In the event of a retreat, be calm. It won't be a huge problem if by the time you're watching, Bitcoin falls just a little bit below its peak. That's the nature of the market. Speaking of movement, have a look at this on Chain Analytics Insight via Santiment. They note that FOMO frequently foreshadows future developments in the cryptocurrency space. Positive discussion surged after Bitcoin touched its peak of $109,500 0 cents earlier today, raising the likelihood of a swift decline. However, $110,000 could be in the near future if the greed stops shortly. Opportunity frequently presents itself when market anxiety takes over. It is a traditional signal. It's usually the ideal moment to take action when sentiment turns negative, as it has in recent months. Consider it an additional step of accumulation. Consider this advice from world-renowned chart analyst, former Goldman Sachs executive, Real Vision CEO, and international macro investor Raoul Pal. He's raising concerns about the global to money supply, crucial indicator. He's correct to the future is being paved by this metric. This is the breakdown. The pink line shows the price of Bitcoin, while the black line shows global M2 with a 12-week lead time. There's no denying the correlation. It resembles a dance with almost flawless rhythm. Is it a coincidence? Not very likely. He's bringing this up for a reason. To be clear, while not always 100% accurate, the association is true in the great majority of cases. You can notice the trend if you look at the data from the previous 10 years. In most cases, the connection is obvious and logical. More money is in circulation as a result of increased global liquidity, which benefits both individuals and businesses. This money needs a home, and riskier assets like stocks and cryptocurrency naturally begin to appear more alluring. The money comes in. It makes sense as a development. While Bitcoin continues to catch up and lag behind the steadily increasing global M2, people receive the liquidity, pause to consider how to deploy it, and ultimately take a risk on assets like XRP. The next step is rather clear. Prices for the response increase. It's that easy. If this pattern continues, the upcoming months will be incredibly exciting and transformative. Even I really think that, as he stated, it might indeed have been this easy. Naturally, there's no one metric that provides a whole picture. Although I enjoy measuring global M2, I usually stress that it's only one piece of the story because short-term aberrations can occur. Although there will be deviations, you will be correct the great majority of the time if you continually wager that the correlation will be true. I'm sticking with it for precisely that reason. When it doesn't hold, which is infrequent, I'll just wait since it will eventually. Take a look at this post by TechDev, chart analyst. Anyone interested in cryptocurrency must see it. With Bitcoin at the top, liquidity in the middle, and the business cycle at the bottom, he effectively illustrates the crucial function that liquidity plays. According to him, Bitcoin peaks when the green line peaks on the most significant cryptocurrency chart. And you know what? Just before the escape, we're still in the red zone. Tech dev is excellent. Bitcoin comes after liquidity. He made this revelation shortly before Bitcoin reached its peak. This is what he posted right before that. Just as Bitcoin was at its zenith, by that time it appeared to have climbed. Following his tweet, Bitcoin saw a drop before rising to even greater heights. Even if it hasn't climbed any higher by the time you're watching this, there's no need to freak out. This story has been told before. Money pours into altcoins like wildfire as prices soar. This is an intriguing perspective from the blockchain supporter. He notes that there is no indication of retail enthusiasm despite Bitcoin reaching all-time highs. He describes the market dynamic as exciting. And to be honest, you desire just that. You should take a moment to consider whether it's time to exercise caution when everyone else is riding the euphoric wave. Since, well, this stage never lasts forever, it's only one of many things to monitor. No one appears to care that Bitcoin has reached yet another incredible all-time high. But wait. Watch for the headlines to go crazy.